For those who are from here, it says Baltimore, gas station, dispute escalates to deadly force. For others who aren't from here, it says Baltimore, gas station, dispute escalates to deadly force. Let's get into it.
When it comes to moral and legal self-defense, don't ask the question, can I shoot someone? Always ask the question, must I?
Shorty gotta get out of there. Shorty, I picked up, and I know he gonna say it, but Shorty that was walking out of that gas station, stopping and watching, you got to get the fuck out of there. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Go to your vehicle. You know what I mean? Get your whatever. Fuck your gas. You got to get out of there. When shit start kicking and pushing, like don't sit around just watching. Like that's you can be a bystander and get laid. You can get popped. Like for real. Like bullets ain't got no name. So when shit go down, I bet you he said. I bet y'all he said. If he don't say it, I owe you.
I'm John Correia, the founder and owner here at Active Self-Protection. Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. It comes to us out of Baltimore, Maryland in the U.S. After thorough testing, I recently changed my everyday OC spray to Palm Personal Defense Spray. It's nasty stuff, and I recommend it highly. The news story that I've linked in the description says that this guy getting into his car right here was trying to cut in line in front of...
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all get over there to A.S.P, man. Check them videos out. Check them out. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing right now. Well, hold up. Y'all go check them out after y'all check out my vlogs, my reactions, and everything else I got on my shit. And then y'all go check out John's shit. And then you know how it goes.
A bunch of people inside
Show
the
'em
convenience
love, though,
store
man, for
and
real.
generally
This
being
is-
a jerk, and the
this is
customers
love.
in the store didn't have it, weren't about it, and this guy over here particularly was frustrated and upset about it, and so they had an argument about it, and now it has spilled over into the gas station portion from there, and they're going to have a confrontation. We actually have audio, so let's listen in.
I look like a girl. Hell no. Hell no. Damn. Whoa.
The dude who got shot was hit twice and is still in the hospital as far as I know. The guy in the car tore off out of there and police are still looking for him. That's where this one ends. Crazy stuff. We're gonna have to learn a lot of lessons about this one. If you want to get better as a self-defender, one of the ways you can do that is joining us in our monthly live seminars that we do on YouTube here. Those are paid seminars, and August 2020, we are doing the first part of legal and moral self-defense. I invite you to join us. There's a link in the description if you want to get more training in that area. Let's think about a bunch of lessons today. I think the first lesson out of this one is to be kind to one another, to not be a jerk about things. Especially if you're carrying a firearm, you don't want to be cutting in line.
A lot just a lot just went down for real, for real. Bro coming from all the way over there, so they got into it at the gas station. Then why the fuck is he talking to whoever in that red car? I don't understand that. Whoever it is that he talking to in that red car seemed like they was instigating the whole situation. And then my man, I didn't even know if that was a dude or a chick for real, for real. But my man, yo fucking that shit crazy, bro. Like that. I just feel like it's a lot going on. Then it's about 2, 3 cars. Like the gas station full. The whole gas station full. So it's hella people out there. Like all of this over argument. Like niggas was arguing.
Front of people and causing verbal arguments and those kinds of things. A lifestyle committed to de-escalation, escape, and avoidance, to being a good, sane, sober, moral person is imperative. On the other guy's side, again, you escalate conflicts and you don't know how far somebody else is willing to escalate it. So let's be kind to one
Facts.
another, give each other a little bit of extra room, and make sure that we are de-escalating as much as we possibly can. Now, as we notice our dude getting in the car here, this other guy's coming towards him and wanting to argue more. Now, let's think about from a tactical perspective. He gets in the car,
another
okay, fine.
bystander.
And now what is the issue? So again, I think getting out of the danger zone a good thing here. Now, but again, when somebody gets into their car, why are you coming towards him? Why are you trying to escalate that and prove your point? This is an ego battle, plain and simple.
Facts.
And I think the lesson, specifically on his part here, is that when you escalate things like that and you start trying to enforce, this guy not being a jerk, you might end up getting shot, and that's stupid. So again, our dude in the car, though, now let's think about from his perspective. First thing I really want to say here, if you're trying to get away from danger, you get in your car, you lock the doors. I say it all the time here on the channel. Lock your dang doors. If simply his door was locked here, it would have driven off. This guy would have, been mad and screamed and hollered and given him the middle finger or whatever. But that's where it ends in that case. So especially if you're going about armed in this world, and I think it's a dangerous world, and I certainly go about armed and recommend it.
Facts.
Lock your doors when you get in the car, particularly in transitional spaces like this. And especially if somebody's getting frustrated. Now, I think that OC spray might have been a good choice here. Guy gets in my face and those things, man, I'm going to hose him with the OC. So instead, right there, you're thinking about this right from this perspective. Dude is getting in your face, aggressive, postured like he is. This is why I think carrying a less lethal tool like an OC spray is so important. Because again, when he comes up,
John, I agree with you. I ain't gonna lie, John. Let me collect my thoughts. I agree. I feel like the spray would be a better option, less lethal. I feel you on that. But in the back of my mind, I always think, what happens after? Like, what goes on after? What happens next? What's going to be the next thing that happens? So you spray dude, let's just say you hit him, and then he get up, bah, 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 start letting go and start letting loose. I just feel like, bro, like, whenever you violate my personal space, which is this arm's length, my shit about to die. Arm's length, when all of this shit right here, whenever you come inside of that mean that you trying to do harm, bro. Like, and you arguing and you not, and we not, it's not a woman, and we ain't about to do what we about to do. Whenever you get up in that space and it's like that, and you arguing and we not cool, nah, no, cause that's too close. That's too close. You already up in my space, so now I gotta jerk. You feel me? Like, I gotta push you off. Then I gotta nah. I ain't trying to do none of that. One thing that I always learn, if you don't get nothing else from me, I always want to get the first liquor. I want to get the first one off. If we about to fight, I want to get the first punch off. I want to be the first one to punch and the last one to punch. I don't want you to hit me first to it. Like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. And yo all up and looking. He's in the car. He's in the car.
and opens that door.
Crazy.
If you hose him down with the hot sauce right there, you use enough force to get him out of your space. You close the door, you call 911, you get out of there and wait for the cops. You don't end up having to shoot somebody. You don't end up with that level of use of force. Use enough force early, you may not have to use more later, and that's a really wise thing. Now, of course, we're going to get in here, and he punches this guy through the door.
I didn't see that.
This is assault. This is escalating the conflict. This tells me that, again, think that guy in the white T-shirt is not a good dude. I mean, you don't just yell at somebody and then punch them for cutting in front of the line for you or whatever. Now, we can't hear what was said and this and that, and I don't know that. But you don't use hands to solve problems, friends. We use words because we're adults and we live in civilized society. So this is not cool. But let's think about how this goes down. Now our dude in the car starts to get out of there. And what you recognize here, that was the guy in the white shirt's phone, by the way, is he pulls forward, stops, and then reopens his door. Now, from the perspective of the use of deadly force, you might say, okay, wait a minute, John. He had a big, strong, fast attacker who had already assaulted him and was coming for more. Could he reasonably say that he was in fear of great bodily harm because of the disparity of size? Maybe. But remember, we're going to have problems here because, number one, this is in a duty to retreat state. Number two, he is in a car that is in gear and ready to go. He has to retreat if he has the means to do so safely. And he does have that means here, so he has what we call preclusion problems. He has a better choice. Even in a stand your ground state, the far better choice here is just to drive off and get away from the guy. The fact that he stopped and re-engaged himself says that he's going to have problems with a legal use of force claim here. Now, next thing I want to talk about is the fact that, okay, so he gets after the guy and shoots at him and hits him there one time. Okay, again, but notice this next shot that came in. Notice that it broke the window on the red car. You can see the glass break there. So if you use a firearm in self-defense, even from these close distances, you got to be able to hit what you're aiming at, and that means having a high level of skill.
I just told you, and I know he about to get on them for that, because when you see something like that and you say it's about to go down, you get the fuck out of there. And I ain't trying to be sexist or whatever the case, sis, grandma, auntie, whoever the fuck. I ain't trying to be none of that, but especially like if you're a lady and you see two dudes fighting or about to fight or something like that, man, get the fuck out of there. Don't have no kids enough. Like, nah, like all of the women and the children, like when that, get the fuck out of there, cause shit like this go, like it happens, bro. Sis.
Because there was a passenger seated in the passenger seat there that he had to miss by the skin of his teeth. And he could easily have killed a bystander here as well. Now, he gets 4 shots off, gets 2 hits, and then drives off. This last bit of him driving off and not sticking around, not getting to a safe place, calling 911, getting the cops there and all that stuff, it really speaks to something here. It speaks to what we call mens rea, or again, the evil intent or the bad mind. And
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. John just taught me hella shit. And this is Baltimore, so I think, yeah, that should apply. Maryland. It's all Maryland, bro. It's all Maryland. It's all in the same. It's all in the same jurisdiction. I like that. That was tight. It's all in the same jurisdiction. So yeah, like I said, that information, that knowledge, like you learn something real quick. Ain't nothing wrong watching the music videos and all of that, but take some time out and learn something. I learned something today.
Generally speaking, the person that wins the race to 911 is going to be seen as the initial victim in these kinds of instances. So if our dude had pulled out and then gotten on the phone with 911 and waited down the block for cops to get there and then figure all this out, we might have a better chance of saying, man, he was just really scared in the moment and now we're talking about good tactics or whatever. But the fact that he drove off and didn't call 911 really speaks to me that he probably isn't a good, sane, sober, moral person, and therefore he's probably in a spot where he's going to have real trouble with charges. So let's make sure we learn the lessons out of this one. De-escalate, escape, and evade. Make sure that you lock your doors. If you are carrying a firearm in public, I do, and I recommend you do, it's gun on, ego off, and you make sure that you get out of the danger zone if at all possible. Lock your doors, and remember, marksmanship counts, friends. Lots of lessons in this one.